How is this album 10 years old already?
Hello? You're currently on the phone with Kacey K. Yep, that's me.
Good morning, everybody. This week is the beginning of summer. On Saturday, the 21st, it will be summer 2025, which is a really weird thing to say, 2025. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, when we were kids, we used to, talk about what life would be like, later. 2025 was, so far away. And now it's here. And it's reality. But, yeah, it's almost summer, and I love it. Summer, the first day is, the best day ever, but it's also the saddest day, one of them, because then you just know it starts getting darker, and from here on out. And then the saddest day of the year is probably the beginning of winter. But then there's hope that it's going to get lighter slowly. It's so weird how it fluctuates so much. I'm trying to explain science to you guys. But yeah, I know somebody whose birthday's on the 21st of June, and I'm like, you are so lucky. You have no idea. Your birthday's so long. It's the longest day of the year. And I mean, technically that doesn't even make sense because it's the same amount of hours, but daylight-wise, there's more daylight, and there's a lot of it. And I could just soak all of it up. I actually went out this morning and sat on the back porch in the sunshine, because you're supposed to get up and go out and get 10 to 20 minutes of sunshine so your circadian rhythm stays in flow or check or whatever. And so I did it once today, and my cats were all out there. I pet them, and it just felt really good to sit out there. I didn't take my phone. I'm trying this new thing. I saw this what did you call him? A fitness influencer, health influencer. He does 5 things in the morning. He wakes up. No, I just forgot all of them. He wakes up, he drinks electrolytes, he goes and sits in the sun, he doesn't use his phone for a half hour, he does some kind of workout, walking, running, I don't know, some kind of just quick workout, and what, am I forgetting something? Anyway, so I'm trying all that. Oh, he gets up immediately as soon as his alarm goes off, and I have such a hard time with that now. I have 4 alarm clocks, and there's just, my sleep is too powerful. I'm just too powerful for all these alarm clocks. I even have one now that I have to do math problems, and I don't know how I got past it this morning because I didn't do any math problems, but it stopped going off. So I'm like, well, period, I guess. We'll take a win when we get it. So yeah, it felt good. The sunshine felt good. It's been hot in Utah lately. I feel like it doesn't get this hot this quickly. But it was over 100 degrees last week. And I think that's normal for July weather, July or August. To me, August seems like the hottest month, but apparently I don't think that's right. I think it's technically July. But I just feel like August is just a sweltering month. And, yeah, I don't know. August reminds me of the scene on Great Gatsby when they're at the Plaza Hotel and they have that butler come up and chisel away ice and put it in front of a fan because it's so hot. And I think, did they ask, do you guys need anything else? And is it Daisy? She's like, yeah, an axe to open up another window in here or something because it's so hot. I love that movie. Honestly, that movie is so good. It came out the year I graduated, so it just has a lot of nostalgia to it. Plus, it's just really good. Plus, the soundtrack. Are you kidding me? And that's kind of when Lana was first starting out, and her song "Young and Beautiful." I love that song. That song is so, I don't know, just so comforting and so peaceful. And I used to sing it when I was young, thinking about what it would be like when I'm older and not beautiful. But yeah, so happy first week of summer, first day of summer this Saturday. I went to the lake on Saturday and it was really fun. It was just me and a bunch of my friends, and our other friends got there first. Like, here, we'll send you our location, you just come find us. So we're literally like packing all of our stuff to this spot on the beach, and it's like all rocky. I've never been there. Like, I drove past it so many times, but I've never been there. So I'm like, I don't really know. I'm just gonna go with the flow. And so we get all set up, whatever. It's like all rocky, but it honestly wasn't that bad. Like, I posted a photo of me laying on my towel on the beach, and my friend's like, I love how it's like you're just laying on a bunch of rocks. I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that, but you wouldn't be able to tell. But my friends that were there, her mom was there and sister, and they came over to say hi, and the mom's like, why are you guys right here? We're like, I don't know, this is just where they chose. She's like, this looks like the most uncomfortable beach I've ever seen in my life. She's like, you come over where we are, it's all sandy and nice. We're like, the thought of carrying all our stuff over there again is just, I can't do it. We're just gonna stay here. So we did. It was nice because we had a whole like huge section to ourselves, probably because no one wanted to be there. But I came in clutch. I had my Brat tote bag that I bought at Coachella, full of, I had Selena Gomez Oreos, I had Khloe Kardashian popcorn, I had Kylie Jenner's Sprinter vodka, I had Nicki Minaj's mixed Moscato. What else did I have? I don't know. I had all the celebrity branded stuff plus my Taylor Swift Crocs. So yeah, it was fun. It was a fun day. So then my one friend has this huge, like, I don't even know, tube floaty thing, but it's like the size of an island. It's giant. And they finally got it blown up, and we all get on it. And people on paddleboards are like pulling us out, kind of not the middle of the lake, but out away from the shore. And we were supposed to put these like anchors down, and for some reason they didn't work. I don't know if the strings were too long or what. Not the strings, but like the cables were too long. But we kept going back to shore, and so there was quite a few people on this tube, and it wasn't like blown up all the way. There was like a section that goes down, and you can like put your legs in the water. There's like a hole in it, and they didn't fill that up. I don't know why. I don't know if they just got tired of filling this thing up, because I'm telling you, it's huge. So we're just sitting there thinking we're the coolest, hottest people on that lake. And when like a tube pops, not pops, but gets a hole in it, and you just like slowly start to feel water, you're like, oh, this is sinking. No, we saw a giant explosion and the tube like ripped in half. And so we're sitting there trying to get all of our stuff together, and I grabbed my friend's shoes, I grabbed the speaker, I have like the cans of seltzer in my hand because I didn't want to leave them in the lake, and we're trying to get to shore, and everyone's just staring at us. It was pure chaos. We're all screaming. Oh, it was fun though. It was a really fun day. We made this documentary about it. On the way there, me and my friend Victoria were like, we need to make a documentary about Victoria's life while we're here, but make it have like no plot, like no direction, no nothing. Like, at the end of it, nothing gets resolved, nothing gets taken care of, and it's just us talking about Victoria. Like, she lit up every room she walked into, and just like, stuff they say on those like 48-hour crime show things, whatever. I don't know. So we did one instead on the explosion of our tube and how Victoria did it to get life insurance on us. But she's like, can you send me the footage of yesterday? And so I did, and I'm just watching them back, and I'm like, there's so many holes in this story because everyone's supposed to be dead, but we're interviewing everybody, and everyone's just like walking around in the background, and it just like ends. So we're gonna keep it going every time we go to the lake. It's just gonna be an ongoing thing. Today is my friend Mallory's birthday. Happy birthday, Mallory, one of my besties. We met a few years ago. We worked together in the same building at this furniture store for a long time, but our departments were just so opposite of each other. And I have a gift, a talent of having resting bitch face, and so people are afraid to approach me, which sometimes is nice, and sometimes it's like, I'm not mean, I promise, I just look mean. Plus, I'm always tired, so I don't think that helps. But we finally became friends somehow. I can't remember if we were in the break room having lunch together or what it was. But then we started hanging out, and then I quit, and then shortly after she quit, but we still remained friends, and we are to this day. So we went swimming Friday night for her birthday. We went to Tsunami. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. It's a sushi place in Utah. I don't know if it's a chain, but there's one. The one we went to was in Lehigh at Traverse Outlets, Traverse Mall by Harmon's and all that stuff. I don't eat sushi. I don't know if you're aware of this, but I was coerced into eating sushi one time, and I'm not joking. My eyes started watering. It was awful. It was horrible. First of all, I hate cold food, so there's that. Second, I don't like seaweed. I don't like cold fish. It was awful. The texture was horrible. I'm not kidding you. My eyes were. It was like I was crying. So sushi's not for me, but luckily they had some cooked food there as well, and it was really good. It was delicious. Also, this just in. I don't know if I talked about this last time, but I like yogurt now. For some reason, I don't know what it was, but I stopped liking. Well, I just didn't like yogurt that much. We had Go-Gurts, I guess, and I like those because they were just flavor. But the thought of eating just like plain yogurt or vanilla yogurt, or whatever, to me sounded horrible. And so I think the last few years I've used regular yogurt as sour cream. That's what I put on like my eggs or my potatoes or whatever, and then I put ranch seasoning over it. It tastes just like sour cream, but it's much healthier for you and you get lots of protein. And so I think I just got used to the texture of it. The thing with the food that I don't like is it's the texture and not necessarily the taste. But you know what's weird? It's like I'll just start craving stuff. Like randomly lately I've been craving bananas, and I don't know why. I've never liked bananas, but I'm like, they kind of sound good. That's the same with peanut butter, yogurt, I guess, recently. There was something else that I just started liking. Salsa. That's been a while, but salsa. I don't know, just kind of like vegetables, apples. I didn't eat an apple for like, I don't know, 15 years, and then I started eating Honeycrisp. Granted, they're not really real, aren't they? Hybrid apples. Plus, they're so expensive. But I don't like mushy apples. I don't like the green apples. The Honeycrisp one's just a cold, crisp Honeycrisp apple on a hot summer day. You know what else is my favorite thing? At Costco, it's that salsa, the Jack Cantina salsa with the late summer chips. Is that what it's called? Late summer? Those are delicious. That's like my favorite summer snack. I wish I could pair it with an Alani, but that is just a recipe for disaster on my stomach. My poor stomach is so sick of Alani. I actually had one this morning, and I'm like, this doesn't even taste the same anymore. I think I'm getting too used to it. So I know I say this all the time, but I think I'm going to slow down on the Alanis because it just didn't hit. You know when something you love so much, it just doesn't hit like it used to. It's kind of how this is. Maybe I need to up my dosage on this. All right, what else happened? I don't know. I don't know what's happened. July's going to be a busy month. We're already halfway through June, which is crazy to think. Okay, should we just start by talking about celebrities and gossip and whatnot? So, Wembley Stadium, I don't know if it's like a football thing, but Dua Lipa is in talks to headline Wembley. Maybe it's just for her, like her tour. Maybe she's just stopping there for her tour, and they just are talking about that because there is rumors. I don't know if the picture was real that I saw. Yeah, she's just going to perform there. Dua Lipa pop-up store is landing in London this weekend ahead of her stadium shows. So, she will be... Okay. I thought it was going to be like when Katy Perry went to Australia to open up for that huge soccer thing. But no, it is Dua... Have you seen I think this is at a football game, where One Kiss is playing by Dua Lipa and everyone's dancing and jumping, and the stadium is like bending, like the upper seats or whatever, like the floor is shaking because people are jumping and bouncing so hard. I'm like, oh my gosh, engineering is crazy. Like, how, I just still don't understand how they can know how to do this. Like, I'm like trial and error. Like, I will do things and try them, and if it breaks, I'll do something different. And I'll try it, and if it breaks, I'll do something different until it stops breaking. But like these, you have to know. Like, you can't just let a stadium break and then rebuild it. Anyway, what I was getting at that is Ray is supposed to be opening up for her, and so is Charlie XCX, which kind of surprised me that Charlie was going to open for her, because Charlie's pretty big right now. But I guess that's good exposure because it's a stadium. It's like tons and tons and tons of people are going to be here. I can't wait to see her. I love her so, so much. I talked about this in my last episode, but she is engaged now. She is engaged to Callum Turner, which I absolutely love. Oh yeah, okay, Friday, June 20th, she is going to be at Wembley Stadium, and there's a lot of resale tickets. They don't seem that much, though. Look, $90, $80. Where's this at? It's not even a bad seat. Oh, it doesn't even give you a seat. Rear pitch standing, North Gold Circle. I really want to get... that is it? This is the pit, you guys, right next to the stage. 284 pounds. How many dollars is that? That's not even that much. Holy... Should I fly to London this weekend? I can't. I've got too much going on. It's Strawberry Days this week in Pleasant Grove. Everyone, go get your strawberry stuff. Whoever is in charge, I saw this last year. I went because my aunt and my sister were running, not in the rodeo, but after it. They call it slack, and they were running barrels. Well, maybe they were in it, because I swear we watched the rodeo too. Anyway, but they had shirts that said Strawberry Days. I'm like, whoever designed those did an excellent job. Because you know how when like towns have their little celebrations or whatever, or like when you go to a race, like a 5K or half marathon, and they have their shirts and they're just hideous, they're just ugly, and there's cheap shirts, like it's just garbage. This was not like that. This was very well done, and I was like, I actually like that. And I thought about buying one. I was like, no. And then I saw someone like a couple months later that had one, and I'm like, oh, I should have bought one. So this year, I think they have hats, like ball caps. I am getting one of those, and apparently they're famous for strawberries and milk, I think is what it is. Like, that's their signature dish they sell there. I don't like strawberries. Again, the texture. Even looking at strawberries kind of freaks me out. They're kind of really uncomfortable to look at, but oh well, what do I know? Okay, Doja Cat is kind of in a quarrel. Isn't there one called Quabble too? With a fan, because there's a video of her and a fan talking, and he's like all excited and jumping and happy to see her and gives her a hug and stuff, and she seems like not bothered by it. But then he takes his shirt off and gives it to her. I can't remember if it says like something Doja on it. And then I don't know if it was a week later, a few days later, she tweets and said, "Oh yeah, I threw that Musty shirt away." And then she deleted it, but the guy saw it and was like talking back to her and explaining, like, he's like, "Why did this happen? I don't understand, blah, blah, blah." So everyone's like annoyed at her, I guess, or something. His friends are trying to come into his defense. But what's funny is Azalea Banks. Azalea Banks is someone that you should be afraid of. I've talked about her before, but I guess she's a rapper, and I guess her album, she only has one album out, and apparently it's really, really good. But this woman is so sharp and quick on her feet, and gets in fights with celebrities all the time, like constantly. But her clapbacks and her comebacks and her are just perfect. They're so smart, so quick, and like I would not want to be in a fight with her. I wouldn't want to, like, I would be so afraid for my life. But she said this has to be some kind of PR stunt, because when girlies start doing this, start becoming like these, how did she phrase it? Like influencer type people, the music's gonna suck. So we'll see. And I'm like, you know what, that is actually kind of true. When they start doing weird stunts like this or press, it means they're trying to get people interested because the music's not going to be enough to get them to come and buy the music. So, who knows? We'll see. Doja Cat is known also for not being very nice to her fans. So I'm surprised she's being nice to his face, which I think is what Azalea was getting at, was that she was being really nice to his face, and then all of a sudden she wasn't. But, to be fair, that sounds like something Azalea Banks would do. Maybe, I've never seen her interact with a fan, so maybe I could be wrong, but she's like, you don't just treat people like that. You don't treat fans like that. So, we'll see, but, yeah, what did Doja say to her fans that one time? She said multiple things. One of my favorite things, though, is when she's on stage. I can't remember what it was for, but she sounds like Toad from Mario Party, or Mario. And she's like, get a effing job! But she sounds just like Peach, and she's just screaming it over and over and over again into the microphone. Oh, I think it is so funny. Okay, moving on. Rachel Zoe, how do I explain her? She's like a lifestyle brand person or fashion person. Hang on, Rachel. Oh, she's a designer. I didn't know that. I thought she was just like a really well-known stylist, but she's a designer. Interesting. I guess that makes sense because if you go to Home Goods, she has a lot of stuff there. She actually has, I bought one year, I spent so much money on Christmas ornaments. Well, it's because I had a 12-foot Christmas tree. You try filling a 12-foot Christmas tree up with ornaments without spending a lot of money. But she has cool style and stuff. Except for these are looking kind of, I'm on her page right now. It looks very 2011. Is that coming back? Anyway, she's recently getting divorced. She has a home brand. She has apparently, her website's not very, it just directs you to Amazon. So she has fragrance, eyewear, sleepwear, kitchen, and that's it. What does she have in the kitchen? Show us. But yeah, if you go to Home Goods, you'll see a lot of her stuff. She has kitchen gloves, oven mitts. I don't know why I call them gloves. That's it? Huh. I wonder what's going on because this isn't a very impressive website. I'm just going to be really honest with you. That's all there is on here, is the oven mitts. Okay. Interesting. We'll go back and we'll see what her eyewear is like. Anyway, what I'm getting at is she's going to be on the newest season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I think she'll do good. I think she's been on reality shows before. And the people online are saying, oh, she's going to be good at this. And I agree. I think she'll fit in well. She's kind of that lifestyle. She loves the glitz and the glam. She knows celebrities. She knows like Hollywood. She's just well connected. I think she'll do great. So they haven't started filming yet because Teddy Mellencamp, who I think is doing well now, she had that brain tumor, remember I told you guys about? I think she's doing well because her and Erica do a podcast together, Erica Jane, and Erica's still on the show. But Erica was explaining too how she thinks she's going to fit right in. She's like, I can't say if there's going to be any drama or whatever because I can't promise that, but she's going to fit right in. So they haven't started filming yet, and I'm guessing it'll be a early to late fall rollout of the season. I still haven't finished this last season. Well, I was going to, because I started watching The Housewives of Beverly Hills from the beginning. I think I'm on season 4 now. And I just stopped. I'm so good at that. I'm so good at just ending stuff. I don't know why. I do not know why. Maybe I just need to start start small. Like, I'll do it with anything, like cleaning. I'll, start cleaning something, and then I'll just be done. I'll just, leave the vacuum out in the middle of the floor, or or the spray bottle just on, bathroom counter, you know what I mean? I never just follow through, and I don't know why. So if I just start small with small stuff like that and work my way up to all this like books, magazines, TV shows, movies, home projects, maybe I'll start finishing stuff. All right, back to my opening intro. Carly Rae Jepsen's album Emotion, which is really, really, really good. And it brings me back to when me and my friend, we had just graduated high school, and we both worked at the same furniture store together. I got him a job there, actually. And it was such a fun time of life. It was so fun. And this album had just come out. Vine was popular. But yeah, we were hooked on this album. We actually went to her concert too for this album, and my friends said like we were gonna go back to the car. I was like, because it was at the small venue. It was at not the Union, the Depot, and usually like they park their buses right out front. It's this small venue, and a lot of times artists will go out after and just like take pictures and sign autographs and stuff. And they're like, we want to go back to the car. I'm like, okay, well, I really, really want to stay just in case she comes out here. And they're like, oh, okay. So I'm like sitting there. I'm like, okay, come on, hurry, hurry, hurry. She came out and signed autographs, took pictures with everybody in line, and was so not in a rush, so kind, so sweet. And there was actually a girl in a wheelchair next to me, and Carly got over the railing and gave her a hug and took pictures with her and stuff. I'm like, I love when celebrities are like you. Like, you're the nicest person. And I get back to the car and show them, and they're like, oh, well, we wanted to meet her. I'm like, well, I told you guys to wait with me, but you didn't. So, sorry, not sorry, but I got a picture with Carly Rae Jepsen. I have one with her. I have one with Charlie Puth. Did I ever tell you guys about that? I won that free concert on the radio. You know, I always was a skeptic. I'm like, do people even win this stuff? Even at my old job, when we'd give away furniture or trips or whatever, and I'm like, does anybody follow through and make sure these people that are winning are actually real people? Like, how do we know? This is like, have you ever heard of someone winning one of these? Anyway, it's like this private concert, like meet and greet type thing at the radio station. And I sign up and I get an email, I don't know, a while later. And I thought it was a joke, honestly. And so I said that. I was like, hey, I just want to double check that this is like a real thing. And like they were so annoyed and unimpressed. They're like, yes, this is real. Show up here at this time, here at this time. And I was like, oh. And I couldn't get anybody to go with me. No one would go with me. Isn't that weird? I mean, it is Charlie Puth. I mean, people aren't like fangirling over him. I like him. I'm not saying he's not a good artist or whatever, but I think if it was someone different, I would have a lot of people wanting to go with me, you know? And I don't know what people thought it was going to be because, well, that was the point of my life too where I had like 0 friends. I had 2 or 3 friends, and I'm not surprised that they didn't want to go because they're not really into that kind of music. But I asked my friend Sandy to go with me, and she lived far away, and it was kind of last minute, I think. And she's like, no, I don't think so. So then I'm there. I'm supposed to bring someone else with me. They're like, who's your plus one? I was like, it's just me. They're like, it's just you? I'm like, yeah. They were kind of annoyed by that too. I'm like, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. And we wait in line, and he does like a little show and plays a piano and asks questions and answers them stuff. Then we go on the red carpet, whatever area, and take pictures of him. And I post it, and everyone's like, wait, you get to meet him? I was like, yes, you guys, I told you it was a meet and greet. They're like, well, I would have went if you would have known that. I'm like, I told you that. So anyways, if you scroll back far enough, I have a picture with him and Carly Rae Jepsen, and Alex Boyer, if you guys are into that. That was a long time ago. Anyway, Carly Rae Jepsen's Emotion album, so good. Run Away With Me, I Really Like You, LA Hallucinations, tons and tons. But it has reached over 1 billion streams, so that's exciting. It's a 10-year anniversary type thing for it. Natasha Lyonne, she is that actress with the very, very unique voice and accent. It's like a really thick, is it Brooklyn accent? I don't know, one of those New York accents. But she's on that show Poker Face, Russian Dolls she was on. I never watched that, but I heard it was good. Anyway, she's going to be playing, allegedly, Joan Rivers in a Joan Rivers biopic. And that'll be interesting. I don't know what to think about that because I don't think that they look alike. I saw a clip, but I got distracted and then it, of course, refreshed the page where it looked like Joan was going to answer the question saying she wants Natasha to play her if she, when in a movie, if they ever make one, you know. So I guess it's Joan's wishes. I hope that comes true. I hope that that is something that will happen. Back to Dua Lipa, there is rumors she's in talks with Netflix right now to do a radical optimism documentary for her tour. I really hope that's true. She was on, I talked about this last time, but she's on the newest cover of British Vogue. I finally went and got the last one. I know I talk about this all the time, but it's so frustrating, you guys. And I know no one else cares because no one else like buys magazines like I do. But I can't stand when they release them on social media and then they don't actually put them on stands for another month and a half. So I went and I finally got all the magazines I've been waiting for forever. So of course it was an expensive trip, which it's an expensive hobby, but I love them. I love magazines. I love looking at the ads. I love looking at the newest styles, the newest trends, the newest skincare. You just learn so much in magazines. I know people think it's like vapid and you're learning useless information, but not me. It is important. It is wonderful. Anyway, Dua Lipa is the newest. Billie Eilish was last time I finally got hers. And she's engaged to Callum Turner. We talked about that. She's working on Dua Lipa 4, her next album. And what else? She announced something else too. She was talking about, she's like, everyone always jokes that I'm always on holiday, on vacation. And she's like, that's not true. She's like, I work a lot. I just make everything I do feel like a holiday. I'm like, yeah. I want to know if she's on something. What is she on? The energy that this woman has is insane. And we're the same age. So it's like, I don't know why I'm so lethargic and so tired all the time. I mean, I guess I could get on medication. I'm not anti-medication, but I'm not like, I don't feel like I need it to survive. You know what I mean? Plus, me and my friends were talking, and it's like, what happens if, like, I don't know, an apocalypse happens? I guess we'd have bigger fish to fry than that, but if something happened and I wasn't able to get my medicine anymore, like, would I be able to make it? Would I, like, now I'm surviving. I'm, like, making it through. Like, I know how to cope with stuff. But if I get used to medication and then it all of a sudden goes away, like, am I going to go through withdrawals? Like, all this stuff. I know that's, like, a very, very obscure thing to think about, but I don't know. I've been thinking about it lately because my mind is just a scattered mess. And I'm very productive, and then I'm just not. Like, some days I'm so super productive, and then some days I can barely get myself to do a simple little task. I don't know why. But yeah, anyway, enough about me. Whatever Dua Lipa's on, I want it, and it's probably not cheap. Okay, Britney Spears has been seen hanging out with her son some more. I don't know. I'm guessing it's the older one, but she bought him a $200,000 Mercedes for his birthday. And apparently she got a new phone. Did you guys see that post? Where she's like, wow, I can't remember. She was like, couldn't believe how clear the screen was in the pictures. And I'm like, you've been out of the conservatorship for a long time. Like, why have you not got a new phone yet? Like, I think that's just so interesting. She's so rich, but she just barely got a new phone. And she just loves to twirl. She just loves to spin and twirl and dance. And I think she lives in Mexico now, or maybe she's back. She might be back now, but she was in Mexico for a long time. And did you guys hear that the movie is happening? I think we've talked about this, but the Britney Spears movie is happening. Someone was saying, I can't remember who it was, they think it's weird when they do movies when the artists are still alive. Like, they did one about Elton John. And I'm like, well, I feel like it was necessary because he's doing his farewell tour. Do you guys think he'll ever... do you think... Because hasn't Cher had, like, 7 farewell tours? and she just keeps coming back, which I'm not complaining. But do you guys really think it's going to be his last tour? I think for sure he will just like sing again and do concerts or whatever. Didn't he come? Oh yeah, he came out with Dua at her, not Kingsbury Hall. That's in Utah. What is it? Oh my gosh. What is the thing she went to? Royal Albert Hall or whatever, when she did like an orchestra version of her album. He came out with her on stage there. Anyway, the Britney Spears biopic is in development, I'm reading now, at Universal Studios with John M. Chu, a.k.a. Crazy Rich Asians director, and just a little known movie called Wicked. He's a director of that too. And Mark Platt. Mark Platt is known for very extensive like movies, like producing and Broadway stuff. Do you guys want to hear a list of the stuff he has produced? Okay, just get ready. Legally Blonde, Legally Blonde 2, Legally Blondes. Let's see. Scott and Pilgrim versus the World, Charlie St. Cloud. Do you guys remember that one? I never watched it, but I always remember the cover for it for some reason with Zac Efron. I don't even know what it's about. Hang on. There's a lot in between this, but there's a lot that people don't know. Into the Woods. That only got a 5.9 rating. I love that movie, the whole play. Ricky and the Flash, Bridge of Spies, La La Land, Honey 3, Dare to Dance, The Girl on the Train. That only got 6.52. Jesus Christ Superstar, Hotel Artemis, Mary Poppins Returns, Aladdin, A Very Wicked Halloween. I think he produced Wicked on Broadway as well. Thunder Force, Cruella, Dear Evan Hansen. Just FYI, his son. What is his son's name? Ben Platt? That's his son. He's the guy in Pitch Perfect who's like the kind of the weird roommate that does magic. Babylon, The Little Mermaid, Wicked, Snow White, that 1.9. Ooh. Oh, wow. That's one of the lowest ratings I've ever seen on IMDb. Whoa. I knew people didn't like it, but I didn't think it was that bad. Oh, and How to Train Your Dragon, the new one. 8.1. So it's pretty good, apparently. What were we talking about? Oh, John M. Chu. Britney Spears biopic is officially in the works. I know we've been talking about this for a long time, but the film will be based on Spears' memoir, The Woman in Me. There's no release date yet, but the project is generating significant buzz. Britney Spears is reportedly involved in the production process. Her 2002 movie Crossroads is also seeing a resurgence in popularity and theatrical screenings. Really? I actually like that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. But it's like a fun little movie. It's obviously not something serious, but whatever. Yeah, so there's that. Okay, let's talk about Mattel. Alright, Mattel is the infamous... Is that the right word to use, infamous? Doesn't that mean, like, bad famous? Like, it's famous for a bad reason? Whatever. Anyway, the toy company, Mattel, who is known for Barbie and Hot Wheels and Polly Pocket and just major toys that we all grew up with. Since this, the staggering success of Barbie making $1 billion at the box office, they are very quickly trying to find the next $1 billion toy movie. Because I saw, what was I watching? The movie Masters of the Universe. Apparently there's going to be 2, or maybe one's a TV show. Because Nicholas Galitzine is in the new whatever. I still don't know. I'm so confused. He plays He-Man, is that correct? But then I looked it up and it said someone else is playing him. But there's 2 different projects. So I really don't know. But at the top they had the video of all these movies Mattel is making, trying to create the next Barbie movie. And I thought it was interesting. So we're going to go through these. Number 1 is American Girl doll. With more than 14 American Girl movies already out, it makes sense that Mattel would dip back into this well as it seeks to build franchises. They're also doing, I think I've talked about this before, a amusement park in Phoenix, of all places. I'm like, that's really hot. Like, it'd be fine for the winter and stuff, but that's going to be hot. you've got to have it like under a shade thing or something. Maybe indoors. Maybe like the Mall of America or the Circus Dome in Vegas. Anyway, MGM is attached as a producer, so there we go. MGM is now owned by Amazon. MGM is the one with the lion that roars at the beginning. All right, number 2, Barney. Seeing as Barney and Friends was a hit TV show before the giant purple dinosaur became a toy, it also makes sense to give him the big screen treatment. However, the movie has been described as an A24 type surrealist film, similar to Being John Malkovich or Adaption. It's also being produced by Get Out's Daniel Kaluuya. I didn't know that. Written by Ayo Edebiri. Really? Okay, she's the one off of The Bear on Hulu. This movie is going to be based or catered more towards millennials, my people, because we're the ones that pretty much grew up with him. I don't even know if they make Barney stuff anymore, but like Selena Gomez was on it. Demi Lovato. There was someone, I think Debbie Ryan was on Barney. Who else was on Barney that we know? I don't think Miley ever was. Anyway, let's see. It says that Mattel executives said that the film will focus on some of the trials and tribulations of being 30-something growing up with Barney. Just the level of disenchantment within the generation. I'm very curious as to how this is going to be. Is it going to be like a they're kind of making fun of it type thing, you know what I mean? I don't know. Number 3 is Christmas Balloon. I don't know what this has to do with anything, so we're going to skip over that. Number 4 is Hot Wheels. We all know the car racing track. In something akin to Fast and Furious seriousness, this one's going to be produced by J.J. Abrams, who is Gracie Abrams' father, which is funny to say that now, because he's a very well-known producer and director. He's done a couple of Star Wars movies. He did, what's that one End of the World movie? What is that movie called? Oh, Cloverfield. He did that one. He's done a lot of like really good stuff, and he's super rich. Anyway, he's doing this one, so it should be pretty good. It says in something akin to the Fast and Furious series, Mattel has teamed up with Warner Brothers, the studio behind Barbie, to launch a live-action movie based on the tiny toy cars, with multiple writers and producers attached, including J.J. Abrams. The Hot Wheels movie has plenty of promise to be a fun action film. I think it said J.J. was wanting it to be kind of gritty and not dark, but just not like a lighthearted children's movie, you know? Now this one is going to be interesting. It's going to be kind of a horror movie, The Magic 8 Ball. We know very little about this movie, which doesn't even have an IMDb page yet. It's been reported that the film will be a horror comedy with, I remember this, Cocaine Bear's writer Jimmy Warden attached. We asked for Magic 8 Ball whether this movie was a good idea. It said, better not tell you now. Major Matt Johnson, I don't know what this is. Oh. Okay, so it's like Hasbro's G.I. Joe, but it's like Mattel's version. I don't really care about that. Masters of the Universe. A movie based on the popular 80s series He-Man and Masters of the Universe has been in the works for quite some time and was recently dropped by Netflix. Mattel is determined to keep this project moving forward and has enlisted the Nee Brothers, Band of Robbers. Oh, The Lost City. I remember that. Yeah. Did you guys ever see that movie, The Lost City? You need to see it immediately. That is one of the funniest rom-coms. It's so good. It's so good. Got Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum in it. And what's his name? Oh my gosh. Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe. That'll be good. Okay, Matchbox. With Hot Wheels already in its toy garage, Mattel in 1997 decided to corner the miniature car market by buying its main competitor, Matchbox. Fast forward 26 years and the toy maker appears to be staging another face-off, standalone movies featuring the once competing toy car brands. Orphan first kills David Cogswell. I don't even know what that is. Okay, this one's going to be interesting. Polly Pocket. Barbie's tinier counterpart will also be getting her own movie. This one's going to be produced or maybe directed by Lena Dunham, and Lily James is going to be in it. She's from Emily in Paris. She's Emily in Paris. Yeah, so that'll be good. But in July 2024, Dunham announced that she had dropped the project. Its future remains unknown. Oh. So apparently Lena's out of it. But I hope that Lily stays on because it'll be really good. Okay, Fast and Furious star Vin Diesel may seem like a natural fit for the Hot Wheels or Matchbox franchises, but he'll be trading in high-speed chases for adrenaline-fueled boxing matches in this upcoming movie inspired by the classic boxing toy, the Rock'em Sock'em Robots. The movie was announced in 2021, but we still don't know too much about the plot. In addition to starring, Diesel will also produce with the script by Rampage's Ryan Engel. Rampage is about that giant, huge gorilla thing with The Rock. That's what the Rampage was. Vin Diesel, I have like a list in my head of random categories of people. You know, like the people that wash their face every night. Lily James. Did I call her Lily Allen before? Is Lily James? No, that's not right. Lily James. Lily Collins. They have this wrong in here. Lily James is Cinderella. It says right here, look. The film with Emily in Paris's Lily James. That's incorrect. Parade magazine. You need to fix that. Lily Collins is someone who washes her face every night, in my opinion. This other category I have is people that surprise me that want to be actors. Vin Diesel. I just would never look at Vin Diesel and be like, yeah, I can see him being vulnerable enough to go in front of a camera and be cheesy and whatever. You know what I mean? I just can't see it. Like, he belongs in a car mechanic shop fixing up cars without a camera. Him, who else? Kevin Costner, Russell Crowe. These are all just people that I would just never think that would want to be an actor. So yeah, if you have anything to add to that list, let me know. Okay, 11 is Thomas the Tank Engine. That one should be interesting. I don't know how that'll go. Uno. We've seen card games, usually poker, as the basis for movies, but a children's game that's basically matching colors and numbers seems unlikely. Like an unusual fodder for a feature-length film. So that should be... How are you going to make a movie out of that? I don't know. This one's interesting. This one's not technically anything yet, but it's Monopoly. It says, well, not a Mattel property, but rather a game for their competitor Hasbro. Monopoly will also be getting the big screen treatment. At CinemaCon 2024, Lionsgate announced that they had partnered with Margot Robbie's Lucky Chap production to produce a Monopoly-inspired movie. There are few other details, but we're ready to see who plays Milburn, Richie Uncle Pennybags. Yeah. Who is this? Laity? A Matter of Time tour. Do you guys know who that is? Wait, Suki Waterhouse is opening for her? Sorry, there's an advertisement at the bottom of this page. She's performing at the Delta Center. I'm sorry, I've never heard of this lady before in my life. Never. But if Suki Waterhouse is opening for her, I might just go for that and then leave. I don't know if it's worth paying. The cheapest ticket is $97. I don't know if that's worth it. Have you guys ever heard? Oh, Laufey. Sorry, it was in cursive. I couldn't really read it. I still don't know who that is, but apparently she's big enough to sell the Delta Center seats. There's still quite a few seats left, but it's not till October 6th, so if you like her, go for it. Allegedly, Barbie 2 is in production. Well, in writing production, not necessarily filming production. So, that'll be interesting to see if it's going to, like, really, when it comes to sequel movies, one of the only movies I know of that is better than the first is Shrek. Although I did love Toy Story 2. And that was back at the time when they were just releasing videos direct to consumers instead of going to theaters. It's kind of that era. And I just remember Toy Story 2 being so, so good. And thinking it was so strange they didn't put it in theaters. What's another second movie that is really good? Like rivals the first or is even better? Okay, so I found a list, and I don't think this is necessarily what I was going for. They're doing a lot of just movies, and I'm like, I don't think that's not what I was talking about, but whatever. 39 sequels that are better than the original movie. I swear, if it doesn't have Shrek on here, I'm gonna freak out because, well, I mean, why wouldn't it? Actually, I don't even know if I'm gonna read this list because this isn't kind of what I was talking about. Oh, look. Oh, wait. This is Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 was huge. I will give it that. The Dark Knight. Apparently, that was a sequel. I didn't realize there was. Wait. The Dark Knight. What's the? Is it Batman Begins? Is that the one before that? I've never even seen the first one. Let's see. We got Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I remember that one being really big. X-Men 2, Lord of the Rings 2. This isn't what I was looking for. I'm very sorry, but it's not. Okay, so I've looked at I don't even know, 3 or 4 different lists. Not one of them has Shrek 2 on there. I'm really annoyed. I'm really bugged. I thought that was a universal thing that everyone agreed with, that Shrek 2 was probably the best sequel to any movie ever. Anyway, this one's better than the one that I found before. So number 1 is The Godfather Part 2, 1974. Mad Max, The Road Warrior, 1981. The Empire Strikes Back, 1980. Superman 2, 1980. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, 1982. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. I still think it's so funny that... So I went and saw Miley Cyrus's film last Thursday, and there's a song called Walk of Fame, so she's dancing on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and she's on the ground rolling around on this star, and I was like, oh, they probably won't show the name. No, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger's star. I was like, huh, I wonder why. And it's kind of funny because she dated Patrick Schwarzenegger, who is Arnold's son. Patrick is the one that's being really popular right now because of White Lotus, and he actually is in talks, I just saw this the other day, he's one of the main contenders for the new American Psycho movie. So I hope he gets it. I think he'd be pretty good. Yeah, I forgot that they dated, Miley and Patrick, because it was very short, but I loved them together. I really, really did. Once I remember they were together, I loved them. Catherine's like, remember when they dated? I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that. Okay, 7, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I guess, I don't know why they consider it... Should we read? Let's face it, when you go back to watch Harry Potter movies, the first 2 films are more for comfort than thrills. I guess that's true. The small, squeaky trio of Harry, Daniel Radcliffe, Ron, Rupert Grint, and Hermione, Emma Watson, were certainly reaching as they faced off against Voldemort in the early years, and under the direction of Chris Columbus, isn't he the one that did Home Alone? The franchise teetered on the edge of cloying preciousness. Fortunately for all of us, Alfonso Cuarón stepped in for the round 3 in Prisoner of Azkaban, and the fate of the saga was saved. Do they want it to be more serious? I guess I'm confused. I guess the third book's scary. Isn't that when the Dementors come in? I remember seeing the Dementors for the first time. I remember my friend's dad took us to this theater in Ephraim, Utah. It's the old theater on Main Street for the first Harry Potter movie. 2001. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I can still remember this vividly. It's so weird. It's been so long. They gave us free posters of the Harry Potter movie. I wish I would have kept it. How iconic would that have been to keep it now? If only I would have known. And we watched the movie. I remember being so scared. Wanted to start crying, but didn't want to because I didn't want to seem like a baby, but really wanted to get the hell out of there because when Voldemort is eating that unicorn, that was so scary. I still think that was one of the most scary things I've ever seen in my life. For a 7-year-old, yeah, it was terrifying. Anyway, it says Cuarón embraced the darkness of the series as well as the tweens' impending surliness. For the 3 fear... As the 3 fear a prison escape named Sirius Black, Gary Oldman, while grappling with their own growing pains. After using a time turner to travel back 3 hours, Hermione delivers the perfect young girl response to a previous version of herself. Is that what my hair looked like from the back? By letting Harry and the series grow up a bit, the prisoner of Azkaban turns kids stuff once again into serious play. Sorry, there was a lot of commas, a lot of pauses, and a lot of quotation marks in that. Didn't Gary Oldman die? Am I wrong? Did Gary Oldman... I don't think he died. No. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Gary. It says, no, Gary Oldman has not died. He is still alive and was recently appointed Knight Bachelor in King Charles's 2025 birthday honors list. Okay. My apologies, Gary. I did not mean to kill you off. Okay, number 8 is Spider-Man 2. This is the Tobey Maguire ones. I remember this one being really big. Number 9 is High School Musical 2. I highly agree with that. Number 10 is The Dark Knight, 2008. 11 is Toy Story 3. Yep. This one I forgot. This one was huge. Number 12 is Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. This movie's kind of camp. Like that lady that just wants to catch him, and she's just like doing all these crazy tricks. I remember Katy Perry's Firework, which was like the theme of this show. Oh my god, that song is huge. That song is so big. Anyway, yeah, that's a good one. Number 13 is Captain America Winter Soldier. Yep. The first Captain America is not very good. I'm sorry. It's not. It's just, I don't think the production value was very high. But they did. They made it through. And it paid off in the end, apparently. This one keeps coming up on every single list. Paddington 2. I actually think I saw this. I've never seen the first one, and I will admit this movie's pretty good. 15 is Thor Ragnarok. I agree. The first Thor is also not very good. The second Thor was also terrifying. Those elf things. That was scary. But Thor Ragnarok was actually funny and really well done. Yeah, this is the one with Hela. This is the one. I am so mad that they killed her off so fast. Is it Hela or Hera? Anyway, Cate Blanchett plays the sister, and she's the evil one in the movie. And her character is so iconic, and so... I just love her. I love Cate Blanchett in anything. I love her so much. She's also someone you think would be super, super serious and, like, not crass or anything, but she is. Like, in real life, she's so funny, so down to earth, just so nice and stuff, and you think, I don't know, in my mind, you just think she would be this proper, like, British woman, but no, she's pretty funny. This movie was directed by Taika Waititi. He is the guy in... Is he in Jojo Rabbit, or did he direct Jojo Rabbit? I think he's in Jojo Rabbit. He's also in, remember Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. That movie's actually really good. He is the owner of the video game company. That's Taika Waititi. He's also married. He's either married or getting married to Rita Ora, who is the singer. So, anyway, I agree. Thor Ragnarok was much different than the other two. And the first one, not very good. The second one, very scary. But guess what? We're at the end of this list. Still no Shrek 3. So I'm very, very, very upset about that. Because Shrek 3... No. Oh my gosh. Shrek 2. Shrek 3 is actually really funny too. when they go to the high school. And they go on campus. And the girl's like, ew, totally eweth. And then she's like... Hey, I really don't want to do this, but my friend thinks you're really cute. And the wizard and his short robe and his long beard. Oh my gosh, that movie's so funny, you guys. The Shreks are so well done. Did you know the Shrek movie was created to make fun of Disney? Because a guy that was in charge of all these successful movies at Disney... For some reason, they made him mad or fired him or something. So as soon as they found out he was fired or quit or something, Steven Spielberg called him and said, "Hey, start your production company right now, and I'll fund it." And so it says DreamWorks SKG, which the S stands for Spielberg. Hang on, Spielberg. It's three guys' last names. That's what it stands for. What does DreamWorks SKG stand for? No. Oh my gosh. But they're very successful. DreamWorks has a lot of good movies. They have a very good roster of films. Like the Kung Fu Panda films, they're all so good. Okay, DreamWorks SKG stands for DreamWorks Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and David Geffen. So Jeffrey Katzenberg is the one guy that did all those really successful movies for Disney, and for some reason he had a falling out with Michael Eisner, who was the CEO of Disney for a while and did well for a minute and then didn't. And they got rid of him and replaced him with oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. Bob Iger. Who replaced Michael Eisner? Yeah, I was correct. Michael Eisner was replaced as CEO of the Walt Disney Company by Robert Iger on March 13, 2005. Iger, who had been serving as Disney's president and chief operating officer, took over the CEO role. Iger's tenure as CEO spanned from 2005 to 2020. He was then reappointed in 2022, continuing the role until a new CEO is named in early 2026. Oh, I don't want him to leave. He's so good at his job. Like, really good, but he is getting older. It's kind of crazy. He started out as a production assistant on ABC before Disney even bought ABC, and he just worked his way up. He's just a very smart man. But he's the one he's responsible for purchasing Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar. Like, he's in charge of pretty much making Disney mega successful and buying all these different franchises. Anyway, his book is really very good. I know I say that about a lot of stuff, but if you're interested in reading that kind of book, a autobiography. What's the one where they write on themselves? Autobiography. This one's a really good one, especially if you're interested in learning about like how to be a business person or whatever. Even if you're not, just the stories he tells and like he was friends with Steve Jobs. He was the first person that Steve Jobs told that he had cancer, besides his wife, I think. So yeah, it's a very good book. It's called The Ride of a Lifetime, and it would honestly be a good one to listen to on audiobook, just kind of like almost like a long podcast. But yeah. Oh, anyways, we're looking up Jeffrey Katzenberg. What Disney movies did Jeffrey Katzenberg? Why isn't it showing up? I know I'm spelling his name wrong. Make. Okay, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King. So, yes, a lot. He also greenlit the production of Toy Story, the first ever computer animated feature film from Pixar. Really? Because did Disney own them at that point? I thought they bought them after Toy Story happened. I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah, so basically they're making fun of Michael Eisner in Shrek. I guess Lord Farquaad is a character made to make fun of Michael Eisner, and just how cocky he is, how obnoxious he is, all that stuff. So anyway, all right, fam, I gotta check out. I gotta get going for the day. I hope you have a great week, and have a great first day of summer. I'll see you in a week, or I guess you'll hear me. You'll hear me in a week. You'll definitely hear from me in a week. And I don't know. I love talking about this kind of stuff. Like, this is like what gets me going. Like, I could talk about this stuff forever, ever and ever and ever, and it just segues into more stuff. Like, you can talk about one thing. It's like, oh, but remember when they did this? Oh, and then remember this. Remember this. And I love when you forget about some things that happen in pop culture, and then you just remember them randomly. You're like, I forgot about that. It's just so fun. Anyway, okay, thanks for listening. If you're interested, sign up for my Patreon page. It's $5 a month. You get 2 extra episodes, and tell everyone about me. Tell everyone I'm the coolest person ever to talk about pop culture. I know there's a million people out there right now talking about it, but I feel like I'm pretty good. So, anyway, thanks for listening. Okay, bye.